you ready to tell him that?
元気のシャワー君に注いであげる寂しげなその背中を支えてあげる元気のシャワー君は一人じゃないわ友情
Oh my god.
沖縄に守られてる
Looking back at that day, the events were going along smoothly, with ideal German weather and all aerial displays beginning and ending on time.
Ramstein, ein Mensch brennt. Ramstein, Fleischgeruch in der Luft. Ramstein, ein Kind stirbt. Ramstein, die Sonne scheint. Ramstein, ein Flammenmeer. Ramstein, Blut gerinnt auf dem Asphalt. Ramstein, Mütter schreien. Ramstein, die Sonne scheint.
The Ramstein Airshow disaster occurred on Sunday, August 28, 1988, during the Flugtag 88 airshow at USAF Ramstein Air Base near Kaiserslautern, West Germany. 3 aircraft of the Italian Air Force display team collided during their display, crashing to the ground in front of a crowd of 300,000 people. There were 70 fatalities, 67 spectators, and 3 pilots, and 346 spectators sustained serious injuries in the resulting explosion and fire. Hundreds more had minor injuries. At the time, it was the deadliest airshow accident in history until a 2002 crash at the Skinelive Airshow that killed 77. Air Mach-E MB-339 Panjets from the Italian Air Force display team, Frecce Tricolori, were performing their Pierced Heart, Cardiode Durchstochenes Herz formation. In this formation, 2 groups of aircraft trace out a heart shape in front of the audience along the runway. As they reach the lower tip of the Hart, the two groups pass each other parallel to the runway. The Hart is then pierced by a lone aircraft flying in the direction of spectators. The mid-air collision took place as the two Hart performing groups passed each other and the Hart-piercing aircraft hit them. One of the pilots finished the maneuver too early. The piercing aircraft crashed onto the runway, and consequently both the fuselage and resulting fireball of aviation fuel tumbled into the spectator area, hitting the crowd and coming to rest against a refrigerated trailer being used to dispense ice cream to the various vendor booths in the area. At the same time, one of the damaged aircraft from the Hart-forming group crashed into the emergency medical evacuation UH-60 Black Hawk helicopter, injuring the helicopter's pilot, Captain Kim Strader. He died 20 days later on Saturday, September 17th, 1988, at Brooke Army Medical Center in Texas from burns he suffered in the accident. The pilot of the aircraft that hit the helicopter ejected, but was killed as he hit the runway before his parachute opened. The third aircraft disintegrated in the collision, and parts of it were strewn along the runway. After the crash, the remaining aircraft regrouped and landed at Simbach Air Base. Of the 31 people who died on impact, 28 had been hit by debris in the form of airplane parts, concertina wire, and items on the ground. 16 of the fatalities occurred in the days and weeks after the disaster due to severe burns. The last was the burned and injured helicopter pilot. About 50 people had to seek hospital treatment following the event, and over 60 people reported to the clinic that afternoon to donate blood. The disaster revealed serious shortcomings in the handling of large-scale medical emergencies by German civil and American military authorities. U.S. military personnel did not immediately allow German ambulances onto the base, and the rescue work was generally hampered by a lack of efficiency and coordination. The Rescue Coordination Center in Kaiserslautern was unaware of the disaster's scale as much as an hour after it occurred, even though several German medevac helicopters and ambulances had already arrived on the site and left with patients. American helicopters and ambulances provided the quickest and largest means of evacuating burn victims, but lacked sufficient capacities for treating them or had difficulty finding them. Further confusion was added by the American military's usage of different standards for intravenous catheters from German paramedics. A single standard was codified in 1995, updated with a newer version in 2013, and an amendment to the current standard in 2017. A crisis counseling center was immediately established at the nearby Southside Base Chapel and remained open throughout the week. Base mental health professionals provided group and individual counseling in the following weeks, and they surveyed the response workers 2 months following the tragedy and again 6 months after the disaster to gauge recovery. Several different video recordings of the accident were made. They show that the Piercing aircraft, Pony 10, came in too low and too fast at the crossing point with the other two groups, 5 aircraft on the left and 4 on the right, as they completed the heart-shaped figure. Lead pilot, Lieutenant Colonel Ivo Nutarelli, flying Pony 10, was unable to correct his altitude or lower his speed and collided with the leading airplane, Pony 1, piloted by Lieutenant Colonel Mario Naldini of the left formation inside the figure, destroying the plane's tail section with the front of his aircraft. Pony 1 then spiraled out of control, hitting the plane on its lower left. Pony 2, piloted by Giorgio Alessio. Lieutenant Colonel Naldini ejected, but was killed as he hit the runway before his parachute opened. His plane crashed onto a taxiway near the runway, destroying a medevac helicopter and fatally injuring its pilot, Captain Kim Strader. Pony 2, the third plane involved in the disaster, was severely damaged from the impact with Pony 1 and crashed beside the runway, exploding in a fireball. Its pilot, Captain Alessio, died on impact. Pony 10, the aircraft that started the crash, continued on a ballistic trajectory across the runway, completely out of control and in flames, its forward section destroyed by the impact with Pony 1. The plane hit the ground ahead of the spectator stands, exploded in a fireball, and destroyed a police vehicle parked inside the concertina wire fence that defined the active runway area. The plane continued, cartwheeling for a distance, before picking up the 3-strand concertina wire fence, crossing an emergency access road, slamming into the crowd, and hitting a parked ice cream van. The area of the crash, being centered on the flight line and as close to the airshow as civilian spectators could get, had been considered the best seats in the house and was densely packed. The entire accident, from the collision of the first 2 planes to the crash into the crowd, took less than 7 seconds, leaving almost no time for spectators to escape.
One could see the 2 formations and the single aeroplane, and it appears that the single aeroplane coincided with one of the formations on the crossover maneuver.
Is the manoeuvre you saw a particularly dangerous one?
Well, I don't think it's dangerous, provided the timing is correct and provided the margins are adequate. One can only assume that the timing went wrong and the margins were just not there. But apart from that, one cannot say why.
Pilots are flying aircraft to the limits of handling and performance when they're involved in formation flying, when they're involved in demonstration flying. They're very skillful pilots, they're very experienced, they're well disciplined, and they are well controlled by the Flying Control Committee, who will lay down minimum altitudes and other things to do everything possible to make it as safe as it can be.
The display team have one of the finest records and reputations for aerobatic flying in the world, performing at air shows since 1930. Only 3 times before in the last 10 years have members of the team been killed in air crashes. One of them gave his own life to steer his doomed plane away from crowds at Mildenhall in Suffolk. Tonight, as the inquiries start, the future of the team and future displays like theirs are under review across Europe.
There's a special number.
6 0 3 6 8 6
What a beautiful face I have found in this place that is circling all around the sun. What a beautiful dream that could flash on the screen in a blink of an eye and be gone from me. Soft and sweet, let me hold it close and keep it here with me. And one day we will die, and our ashes will fly from the aeroplane over the sea. But for now we are young, let us lay in the sun and count every beautiful thing we can see. Love to be in the arms of all I'm keeping here with me. Found in this place that is circling all around the sun. And when we meet on a cloud, I'll be laughing out loud, I'll be laughing with everyone I see. Can't believe how strange it is to be anything at all.
And influenced so many in their young, short lives. They were bright, energetic, and committed professionals who unselfishly supported our country